Breaking news, Court of Appeal acquits, discharges IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu, says rendition from Kenya illegal. The court was ruling in the appeal filed by Kanu, challenging the criminal charges against him. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has ruled that the rendition of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, from Kenya was illegal and therefore he should be discharged and acquitted. The court was ruling in the appeal filed by Kanu, challenging the criminal charges against him. In the update on the court ruling provided by Kanu's lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, he said, "Update on Nnamdi Kanu's abduction and extraordinary rendition from Kenya is declared illegal and consequently constitutes a bar to further proceedings/trial. Court held that it was done in clear and egregious violation of extant international laws. There is no justification whatsoever. Even the warrant of arrest issued in Nigeria cannot justify the illegality in the abduction and extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu. Appeal allowed, Nnamdi Kanu, discharged and acquitted. We have won. Victory, 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 victory. Kanu had been rearraigned before a federal high court on amended 15 counts bordering on treasonable felony preferred against him by the Nigerian government. However, on April 8, Justice Binta Nyoko struck out 8 of the 15 counts. While ruling on the preliminary objection seeking to quash the charges, the judge said counts 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14 had not disclosed any offense against the defendant, Kanu. The charges that were struck out below are as follows. Count 6, made broadcast to attack officers of the Nigeria Police Force. Count 7, made broadcast in which he incited members of the public to hunt and attack officers of the Nigerian Police Force. Count 8, made broadcast in which he directed members of the IPOB to manufacture bombs. Count 9, made broadcast on diverse dates in furtherance of terrorism against the Nigeria state and with intent to destabilize the fundamental political and economic structures of Nigeria, incited members of the public to stop the Anambra governorship election. Count 10, incited members of the public to destroy public facilities. Count 11, threatened members of the public not to come out on May 31, 2021. Count 12, made broadcast with the intention to incite members of the public to stage a violent revolution in furtherance of acts of terrorism. Count 14, directed members of the public to destroy the public transport system in Lagos, resulting in major economic loss to the governor. Nyoko had said that counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 15 showed some allegations, which the defendant had to answer. However, Kanu, through his team of lawyers led by Mike Oscom, SAN, filed an appeal marked C8/ABJ/CR/625/2022, praying the court to quash the remaining 7 counts for being devoid of merit. The appeal is equally praying the court to order his release on bail, pending the determination of his appeal. Ifeanyi Ejiofor ESQ, IPOB's lead counsel, in a statement sent to ONIF TV, said judgment would be delivered on Kanu's appeal on October 13, 2022 at 2 p.m.
Appeal Court discharges Nnamdi Kanu, challenges High Court's jurisdiction. The Appeal Court sitting in Abuja has discharged the embattled leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu is being prosecuted by the federal government at the Federal High Court in Abuja for 15-count charges bordering on treasonable felony, terrorism, and offenses he allegedly committed in the course of his separatist campaigns. A 3-man panel of the Court of Appeal, however, said the Federal High Court lacks the jurisdiction to try him in view of his abduction and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria in flagrant violation of the OAU Convention and Protocol on Extradition. The court held that the 15-count charge preferred against Kanu did not disclose the place, date, time, and nature of the alleged offenses before being unlawfully extradited to Nigeria in clear violation of international treaties. The court further held that the federal government failed to disclose where Nnamdi Kanu was arrested despite the grave allegations against him. The court noted that the act of abduction and extraordinary rendition of Kanu from Kenya without due process is a violation of his right. It added that the manner in which Nnamdi Kanu was procured and brought before the court was not evaluated by the lower court before assuming jurisdiction to try him. The lower court having failed to address the preliminary objection challenging its jurisdiction, particularly the issue of abduction and extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria, the lower court failed to take cognizance of the fact that a warrant of arrest can only be executed anywhere within Nigeria, the appeal court judgment said. The court further held that the trial judge was in grave error to have breached the right to fair hearing of Nnamdi Kanu. The African Charter on Human and People's Rights are part of the laws of Nigeria, and courts must abide by the laws without pandering to the aim of the executive, the appeal court said. Treason charges. Mr. Kanu has repeatedly called for the breakaway of a significant chunk of southern Nigeria to form the Republic of Biafra. On October 2015, he was arrested by Nigerian authorities on an 11-count charge bordering on terrorism, treasonable felony, managing an unlawful society, publication of defamatory matter, illegal possession of firearms, and improper importation of goods, among others. He was granted bail on April 2017 for medical reasons. However, Mr. Kanu fled the country in September 2017 after an invasion of his home by the military in Afraoku, near Umuahia, Abia State. He was then cited in Israel and later continued to rally his supporters in Nigeria to employ violence in achieving secession. He has, upon jumping bail, been accused of engaging in subversive activities that include inciting violence through television, radio, and online broadcast against Nigeria and Nigerian state and institutions, Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami said after Kanu was rearrested and brought back to Nigeria in June 2021. Kanu was also accused of instigating violence, especially in the southeastern Nigeria, that resulted in the loss of lives and property of civilians, military, paramilitary, police forces, and destruction of civil institutions and symbols of authorities. Mr. Kanu has denied any wrongdoing.